welcome back to the Not Only Carrot Show here on YouTube. I'm Leah and today we'll be cooking vegan banana muffins. Let's get started. Okay guys, I held a poll on YouTube asking you guys what you wanted for the very next cooking show, and vegan banana muffins won by a long shot. I think like 83% of you were like, make the muffins. So that's what we're doing today. It's exciting because not only is this 100% plant-based, it is also a whole wheat muffin. You can put this in the kids' lunch boxes, you can take it to work or have it as a healthy dinner or a dessert at home. So let's get started. We're going to need 2 cups of stone ground whole wheat flour. Pop that into your bowl. Plus, we're going to take a cup of rapadura, and that is evaporated cane juice. You can use regular sugar if you want to, or a liquid sugar as well. But if you do that, make sure you reduce your amount of liquid that we'll be adding a little bit later on. I'm going to stir that through. One thing with rapadura is you will notice at times you'll get a few lumps in there. But if that happens, just use the back of your spoon to bash them out. Mind you, some people may not mind getting a bit of a rapadura bite in their muffin. It certainly tastes very yummy, but yeah, I tend to use the back of the spoon. And along to our flour mixture now, we're going to be adding our rising agent. We have 4 teaspoons of baking powder and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Stir that through. We don't need an egg in this muffin recipe, but that's why I add a little extra baking powder to help the muffins rise, and it keeps that fluffiness, even though it's whole wheat, and whole wheat tends to be a heavier flour. By adding those extra teaspoons of baking powder, we actually can counter that and we end up with a really fluffy, yummy muffin. Okay, make sure you stir that evenly through the mixture, otherwise some of it will rise and some of it won't, and then you'll have sad banana muffins, but we want happy ones. All right. Make sure too you check out any lumps of baking soda or baking powder. As I mentioned before, it yeah, is a bit salty, and if you get a lump of it, it's a bit miserable. So yeah, make sure you bash them out. If you want to, just a little tip, if your baking powder is a little lumpy, you can put it through a little mini strainer and sift it through, and it gets rid of the lumps really easily. Go over there. Okay, so now that we've got our mixture organized, we have to add in our wet ingredients. So we're going to swap our bowls over, and you're going to need 2 bananas. Now when I say bananas, I mean ripe bananas, like they look dead, they're the ones you think you'd throw away, and these are really perfect when you make muffins or pancakes, or pretty much when you bake anything vegan. See how they're kind of crystallizing a little bit at the end there? They are so sweet because they've been left for so long that they add such a beautiful flavor, and they add a lot of sugar to your recipe too. So don't be scared. I've even put bananas into pancakes before, and works the same for muffins. They were almost runny. They were that ripe, and it tasted amazing. It was so good. So yeah, don't get scared. All right, I've got my masher here, and I'm just going to squish them down. You can use a fork. If you've got a blender, you can blend them up. And just mash them roughly. It doesn't have to be super smooth, just like that, perfectly fine. And we're going to add in a ½ cup of soy milk. You can use any vegan milk, even water will work in this recipe. ½ cup. Today we're using Vitasoy Soy Milky. Not sponsored, just yummy. And a ½ cup of a neutral flavored oil, like rice bran oil is what I like to use. But I have made this before with macadamia nut oil, which is a stronger, probably sounds a bit strange to say, but it's an oily oil because it's made from nuts. And it actually tastes really nice as well in banana muffins. But it's a little dearer, and yeah, I tend to go more for the rice bran oil. It's a little more versatile. Now we're going to mash this through, gently sort of stir and mash through those wet ingredients into the banana. All right. That makes a good sound. All right, now we're going to pour them into our dry ingredients. I know when I was a kid I was taught stir a little bit and, you know, stir it in gradually, and honestly I don't really do that. I just kind of plonk it in and it works every time, so plonk. I'm just going to stir it in and it turns out nicely, so let's go for it. As you can see, this is so easy. That is literally it. We are now finished. Whoa. Keep it in the bowl if you can. And you can even add a third banana. If your bananas aren't big enough or whatever, just add another one in. One thing you do need to remember with a cake mixture like this one is you don't want to add too much liquid. So don't be tempted to think, oh, it's a bit dry, because if you add too much, it's going to get really runny, and you could make pancakes with that mixture. But yeah, your muffins, they've got to have that thickness to them. So that is the sort of texture you're going for. That's the thickness we want. So don't go too runny, otherwise you're going to make a mess. So now let's get our muffins into their cute little patty pans. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's a very well-known fact that muffins taste a lot better when they're in pretty patty pans. So make sure your ones are pretty. Don't blame me when your muffins are no good because you didn't use the pretty ones. All right, let's go. I'm going to do them in colours. Let's go. A row of blue. Got to have the pretty pink ones. Make sure you check the patty pans too. Sometimes they can trick you and you can end up putting 2 down or 3. Not that I've ever done that before. All right, we'll go green and yellow. Righto. Okay, so now that the pan's nice and pretty, I am going to teach you a little trick. To serve out our muffin mixture, you'll need a large tablespoon and a teaspoon, and they will act in accordance with one another. They will be each other's assistant. So the big one can drop the mixture in, and the little one is going to just help to slide it off there. And pretty much just a nice big scoop. If any are overfilled, you can always go back and steal from one of them and give to the other one. But a large scoop is generally perfect for the muffin size. Use your spoon just to scrape off that mixing spoon. Okay. Now, as you can see, I overestimated on a few, so you just steal a few little pieces from a few of the muffins and it makes up a nice big muffin. This one had a bit too much, I think. There we go. Last little bit. Perfect. So there you go. Even the pros sometimes have to go back and fix it up, but that is absolutely perfect. Okay guys, our muffins are ready now. We're going to pop them into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. If they start to brown a little bit too much on top, remember my trick from my bread baking tips recipe. Just cover them up with a sheet of alfoil and they'll be perfect. All right, here they are. Oh, okay. No, they're not actually hot. I cooked these ones yesterday. See? Not burning me, it's all good. These are my finished muffins, guys. I just happened to be shooting this one tonight and it's easier for me to show you a pre-made batch. These ones, I didn't even follow my own advice. Seriously, look, I even got some little burn marks, but hey, they make Instagram photos look really cool. So anyhow, these are the vegan banana muffins, guys. They go great in school lunch boxes. They're really delicious to have with your lunch, even at work. Make the guys envious. Get them onto a vegan plant-based diet. Also, guys, keep in mind, these guys freeze really well. They reheat well. And if you want to have them nice and hot and fluffy, pop them in the microwave for about 20 seconds and they taste as if they've just come out of the oven again. Very exciting. All right, make sure you check out my cookbook, guys. 15% off. Use the discount code and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.